Hey guys, I did a summit a couple of years ago. Oh, it was the Craft with Your Cricut Joy Summit. That one. Okay, back to the silliness then. So yeah, anyway, I was working on, I did a project then, and it was some wood round ornaments that were Christmas theme, and I used vinyl to do my little label to go on it, and to be my mask to make these. And they turned out wonderful. Okay. And it was using the Scorch Marker. And then I met the guy from Scorch Marker. It's like, oh, I know about that. And I'm chatting with him. And then there was a gift for someone who was retiring from NAMTA at the show. And the creative professionals gave him like a wooden cutting board, this Italian saying on the back, and everybody signed it. And we all signed it in Scorch Marker. So it's burnt into the wood. It's so nice. So he got to see that I know what I actually kind of knew what I was doing, and offered to send me some more stuff. So first off, I was one of the few people that got to get some of the creative professional swag. There were a few people picked, and different companies sent us stuff because they knew that we would show you guys what it was. Okay. And this is the box that I got from them for the swag. Okay. Nice size little box. And it says Scorch Marker on it. I think I'm going to also record a second unboxing, so I'm going to try not to mess up too much of this. First off, we've got the Scorch Marker. Okay. Yes, thank you so much, Lucy. And I have opened this one back up because I wanted to do a test, and it worked because I didn't think you could do something, and I found out, yes, you can. So first we've got a Scorch Marker. We've got a funnel that I don't really know why I got a funnel. I got this stuff I'm learning more about. Okay. This is Maker's Magic. It is the number one. I'm going to just read what it says on the label. Number one, all-purpose waterproof sealer, craft glue, project finish, and decoupage medium. Okay. One of the videos I saw was where he was using this on wood with glitter. So I commented, it's like, that would be fabulous if it doesn't come off, because the number one problem for crafters and glitter is it flakes off. And he says it will not flake off with this stuff. So there are some folks I know in the chat that do not like glitter because it goes everywhere. This stuff will seal it in. I have not tried it yet. So that's one jar. This is what he gave me while I was at the show. Okay. So I got the new Scorch paint, Scorch Marker, but in a paint. And I got a little thing of, no, wait. I may have already had this in my stash. I'm not sure, but it's a small one of the same thing. So that's two different sizes now. Okay. And then, but wait, there's more. Oh, here's another thing of Scorch paint in this package. There is a sander with a bunch of sandpapers for sanding the surface of your wood. Yes, Lynn, you are correct. Glitter is the herpes of the craft world. Absolutely. So that is because I've also watched on his videos, and he says that to get the best result, you need to make sure that you've got a nice smooth surface. That is so that when you put your sticky stencil, like vinyl stencil down, that it will, it'll stick well enough so you don't get as much bleeding. Okay. But then I've got this little canvas bag. Come on, open. That has some nice thick wood rounds. Okay, so this one has, I've got 5 wood rounds. It's true, Mary. If you have glitter on anything, it gets everywhere. It goes everywhere. It is absolutely more glitter, yet less glitter. I know, I love the look of glitter. I don't use it. I don't use loose glitter very much because it does go everywhere, and it'll wind up on me, which means it'll wind up in our bed at night, and it'll wind up on the top. And he'll have to go to work with glitter on him. Okay. Anyway, so we've got all of that. I'm going to put it back in. Well, I'm going to put it back in the box, and then I can decide what to play with. Lynn says, not a big glitter fan. It ends up in places you never knew you had. Okay. Well, I'm also in Florida, so we've also got sand. So sand does the same thing. Okay. It really does. Okay, that goes there. Trying to make sure I put it in there so everything fits right back where it was. But yeah, so this is really cool. You basically just draw whatever you want, and then you heat it with a really hot heat gun, hotter than our regular embossing gun, by the way. And then it burns the look. Okay, so I'll put that. Like I said, I'm not sure why I got a funnel, but I got a funnel. It says if you can draw it, you can burn it. So this is kind of in the same line of what we did last week, where we were making permanent projects using artistry, like this one. So, yeah. Beach sand is worse than glitter. Yes. Yes. Yeah, it definitely gets in places you don't want it. Anyway, so this was one that I made at the show at Creativation, using some paints that were kind of watered down, and I tried to do blending, but anyway. I think if I could go back and do it again, I would have it brighter. But this kind of is a good sunset kind of scene. Okay. And then the things that we made last week, oh my goodness, were so fun. It's like the next day, after our live stream with Elizabeth, the next day, I made another one. I made my mother-in-law's shirt, and it's already gone it's already gone. I will be posting pictures because I don't think I did that yet. So before this came in, I got another package, and I was not sure which. I didn't know if I was getting one or if I was getting two. And then that one shows up. It's like, oh, okay, that's cool. So this is the one that Evan sent me. So yeah, I got a bigger box from him. And again, it says, if you can draw it, you can burn it. Starts off on the top. We've got stencils. These are adhesive vinyl stencils. So when I was talking about I just colored things in with the vinyl stencil I did before, that was a vinyl stencil that I made with my Cricut Joy that I cut out. So you could use your own vinyl that we're crafters. We use stuff like that, right? You could cut it out of your own vinyl and do it. So this one is, okay, here is a Christmas stencil set with 24 stencils. It does say one-time use. I'm going to do my best to see if I can make it go for more than one. But this is 24. So I could make 24 wood round ornaments or something else. So that's one. There's butterflies. Same thing. 24 stencils. Hearts. Sunflowers. And then we've got kitchen. So this would be good like for a big cutting board or something like that. But yeah, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 things of stencils. So maybe I won't see if I can make it go for more than one, but I kind of want to, especially since I'm going to be telling you guys, is this something that you want to get? Because these you don't have to use it just with Scorch Marker stuff. You could use this with paint, right? You could use it with markers. Whatever you want. This basically, they are just vinyl stickers, and you can make your own with your Cricut Joy or Scan and Cut or Cricut or Silhouette, whatever. You could do the same kind of thing with your electric cutting machine. So there's stencils. Then we've got another thing of the Maker's Magic, another big jar. Got a lot of adhesive now. Another thing of the Scorch paint. Another sanding thing. Okay. More wood rounds. And then we've got this. He sent me a Scorch Marker heat gun. I have not tried it yet. I have not taken it out of the box. So I'm going to have to look at that. Oh, also, I did see another video. This is something I was planning on doing last year, never did get around to it. Do you remember these glitter ornaments? This stuff is perfect for that because it doesn't come off. And I've used different types of adhesive in there, like Pledge. I'm sorry. I know. I think it was Mop and Glow. I think that was one of the things people were saying to use Mop and Glow. I'm sure that this is more expensive than Mop and Glow. Okay. But you won't have to do it again to get the do the glitter over again. You don't have to redo them. I have a friend who has made glitter ornaments. And yeah, they last for a couple of years or whatever, but then she has to go back in and redo all the glitter. If you don't want to have to do that, or if you're wanting to sell the item, you need to make sure it's going to actually stay. So we're going to take out this guy. Like I said, I haven't even looked at this yet. I did look on his I did watch a video, and I think it's this. Okay, so we've got a cord, and we've got a nozzle to make it so that you, basically you're going to be able to direct the heat. And then we've got the gun, and then we've got a manual. Okay. And yes, I have to put this all back because I could always just use this video and edit it down. I don't know. I may not. I don't know. Okay, so here's our heat gun. And I watched on a video to see what like I said, I didn't know anything about this, so I hadn't done anything. Okay, I was thinking this was supposed to come off. You know, it goes, way I understand it is like, yes, it comes in 2 pieces, but you put it together and then it stays there forever. And that's probably because it's got that little tab thing right there. I don't know if you heard it, but yeah, it just did the click, so it's not going to be able to move. So now I've got myself a new heat gun. And the way I saw it on the video is it's supposed to have 2 settings. One is for super hot heat and one is for embossing. Oh, this is what the funnel's for. The funnel's in the other kit, but the funnel is for doing that, for making the ornaments. That's cool to know. So I'm just going to double check this stuff. Yeah, and it's okay. And Missy, it's kind of like a freebie gift, but it's also where he wants me to. I like working with different companies. Several of them will give me product for me to show off. I only work with ones though that I like the stuff. I've already used a Scorch Marker before. I know that I like it. I know that I like the concept, and I know so far I like the guy. He was, like I said, he was very, very personable, very nice guy. And so he's one of those people that I would not have any kind of problem working with from what I know so far. That may change. You never know. Hey, Irma, welcome in. So right now, because I already know something about the product, I already trust the product. And I think I am a decent judge of character, usually, especially when I meet somebody in person. And he seems like a genuinely nice guy. I've also watched some of his videos, and he's the same guy. Okay. So I'm just going to double check that what I think I saw on the video is accurate. They're also working on some other stuff that I've already decided, okay, I need that. Okay. Ba-ba-bum. I don't know how that goes on, but I will figure that one out. Okay, so we have, it says push the trigger at the bottom. I have not got it plugged in, so I can't actually do that. Where is a trigger? I think this must be the trigger. Okay, push the trigger. I don't see how you would push that trigger. I also know that there are some things when it comes to manuals that sometimes it's hard to understand. Okay, that is the trigger. That's what this says. So it's to push the trigger and then okay, push it all the way down to turn it off. So all the way down to turn it off. Then one is one click up. I'm going to look and see if I can see it on there anyway. Okay, so there are numbers in here, so if you have a question, you can see it. You see it says 1 right in there. And now you can see both. So if you're not sure which one you did. Yes, Jim, exactly. He's the guy that provided the pen. And the one we were using for that was a fine tip that is a prototype that's not out yet. So I don't have that one yet. What he wound up sending me was the big one. So on level 1, it says it works such as shrink wrap film for words. Okay, so on 1, you can do shrink plastic. We could do shrinky dinks. Oh my goodness. We could do, it says shrink plastic film for wrapping, making candles can be done with settings. So this is basically the embossing setting is number 1. And then number 2 is going to be the high temp, which is going to be perfect for doing wood burning. Okay. So this goes on up here somewhere. I need to look and see how it says to do that because I don't see anything that says it. Okay. I do not see. It's probably because it is an extra piece. Pretty sure you just put it on there. I don't want to scratch or mess up anything. I'm going to leave it like that. We're going to see. Okay, so right now I've got it set on that. We're going to go ahead and do a test one. I do have, like I said, he gave me a bunch of wood rounds. And I already asked the Todd, does he have anything in the garage that I can practice and play with? So let me plug this in over here real quick. So I think what I'm going to do, we're going to go ahead and play and see how this does. Okay, I'm just going to take out one of the wood rounds. Okay, so we've got a wood round. I'm taking out just one. And we're going to open up one of these guys. And this is not something that I did when I did the last project. I didn't sand anything down, but it makes sense. Just like with a lot of times with our papers, if it's not smooth enough, we don't get as good of results. That's what this means. Okay. So it is attached with Velcro. We've got Velcro on there, and we've got all these little sanding things. I'm just looking to see if I can tell any difference. They all look like they're probably the same grit to me. And this says 15 pieces of sandpaper. Oh, it's actually got 3 of 5 different grits. Okay. I'm just going to use the one that was on here. And making a mess because, yeah. I don't really know how much of this I need to do, but we're just going to play a little bit. One of the things I've been seeing some videos on from him is, hey kitty, is a pre-treatment to make it so that the, yeah, clean up some of this mess. But a pre-treatment for the wood to make it so that things don't, kind of want to clean that with alcohol. Yeah, I'm going to overdo it. I probably shouldn't do this, but especially since alcohol can burn as well. Okay, I think I got all the dust off. So what do we want to do? Do we want to do Christmas? Do we want to do butterflies? Do we want to do sunflowers? What do y'all think? Y'all have any ideas what you want to do? Help me pick. There goes our little snail mail. Terry Cooper. Terry says we should do a sunflower. Okay, so we've got some sunflowers. These won't fit because they're too big. I can do one of the smaller ones. So we got a lot of people wanting flowers. That's because it is spring going into summer, and at least down here it's going into summer. And y'all are tired of the winter things. Okay, let's take, I'm going to take out this. And I'm just going to pick one of the ones at the top, I guess. And I think I'm going to do the, I don't know. I'm thinking about doing the paint because I haven't done paint before. I have not used the Scorch paint. I mean, you guys all know how to do how to do markers, right? And let me get, I want to get one more thing out. If I can find it. I'll just use this. got another one around here somewhere that may work better, but I think I'm going to just use my Simon Hurley thing to press it on there. If you've got something that you use with vinyl to really get it to go on there well, that's probably a better idea. Okay, that's not the side. Okay. So I was pulling this part up. This is not the part you take. This is the carrier sheet, the clear plastic on the top. So that means peel off the bottom. Okay. Just like whenever you work with your vinyl stuff. I'll just put this right there in the center. And instead of using the blade part, I'm actually going to use the other end because it's got a wider surface and I can really press into it. Yes, I have the stuff to use with vinyl. I don't know where it is. So, yeah. And it looks like it's not exactly in the center, but it's going to be close enough. Okay, I'm going to keep this so I can see if I can put this back on. And then we're going to take off the... I almost took off some of the yellow again. I don't want to take the yellow off. I need to take off just the clear carrier sheet. Hey, Melody. Welcome in, honey. Okay, so that's stuck on there pretty good. And let me see. I need to find a brush I don't care about. That one's a good brush. That one is Contemporary Crafters. Hey, Misty. I don't know if I need to shake this up or not. I'm doing it anyway. Prep your item by sanding it. So I did that. Apply a thin layer of scorch paint. Blot away the excess. Okay. Oh, this one is not open yet. I'm not going to do that one. I did open another one. This one's been opened. I think. Yeah, this one's been opened. So this red stuff is our scorch paint. And it says to do a thin layer, and I'm going to start from the inside and go out. And as long as I've got the vinyl on there tight enough, it should be fine, and we shouldn't have it go all over the place. I also tried... Hi, Nancy. I did try on another... one of the things that I heard somewhere you could do was do this on cardstock. So yes, I tested it on cardstock. And my issue that I had with that was the stencil I was trying to use had too small of pieces, and you couldn't really get a really tight bond because it was a stencil and not a vinyl sticker. So it says to do a thin layer, so I'm working on that. Just putting a little bit down at a time, trying not to do too much. But I'm kind of thinking Halloween. Of course, I'm always thinking Halloween when it's something odd, right? So I'm kind of thinking Halloween for burnt edges or some kind of a burnt wood look on paper, like on craft cardstock. That I think would be really, really cool. I also was trying it with my regular heat gun because it didn't have this new heavy duty one out. And I did not pull out, Todd's heat gun that he gave me to use before. But I like that Evan made this one so that you could do both embossing and Scorch Marker with the same heat gun. Although I haven't tried it with the other yet. I'm still using my Wagner at the moment, so I'm going to just have to see. This one also takes up more space, so I don't know. I have to find a new home for it if I'm keeping it at my desk. Although you guys know me, the stuff that I work with the most are the things that I keep at my desk. I think it is so fun that you guys like to see me try things for the first time and see if I'm going to screw up. I know that's what you're waiting for, right? Anybody want to confess to that? Y'all are waiting to see if I screw up. Hey, Miss Linda Gorman. Okay, so let's look at the instructions on the one that I haven't opened. It even says, try tinting it with mica powder. It's like, what? I don't understand some of the things that it's saying on there. So this is where I have to see what he's done with it and how he's used it, because it doesn't make sense that this is going to burn off. Why would we put mica powder in there if it's going to burn off? Is it going to leave some of the mica on there? I don't know. So yeah, we're going to have to experiment with things over time, right? I mean, if it works, that would be kind of cool. And the stencils you could also just use with regular paint and stuff as well. Okay. Didn't really use a lot of excess, which is nice. Okay, I think that looks pretty good. I don't think any got over here. I'm not sure, but it kind of looks like I might have gotten some underneath. Don't know for sure. We'll see. I may not have put it on there tight enough, but you know what? If I didn't, it's an experiment. Tweezers. Come on. I also don't want to dig into the wood, you know? Okay, so the adhesive stuck really well. You can see that. That looks pretty good. And looks like I got a perfect impression. Why did the Scarecrow win a prize? I don't know. Why did the Scarecrow win a prize, Miss Adeline? Okay, I am still going to try to use it again. It's not as sticky. I think we lost some of the sticky, but I might be able to refresh that with some by washing it off, by cleaning it up. Don't know. It is final. Okay, so we're going to turn this one up to level 2. So right now it is on level 0. Now it is warm. It's already hot. So we're going to take a look. This is without me letting this thing heat up at all, okay? I can already see it changing color. Do you see that? Do you see that? He was outstanding in his field. Yeah. Okay, this is turning. I don't know if it is just the heat gun or if it is the paint, but this is turning very fast. And it looks pretty much perfect. And it's so dark. And that was with me not even, oh, it's smoking. I don't know if you guys can see the smoke. But that was without me even heating this up. It's probably smoking because it's brand new, and you know how when you turn on your AC, your central heat first time, you smell stuff because there's stuff burning. It's probably because of that. And this also stands up just like that. Yeah, you just put it off to the side. How cool? How cool is that? Why did the tomato turn red? Yeah, this turned out so nice. So it's burnt on. It's a permanent. This is a permanent ornament. And you can do the back too. Yeah, you can do both sides. Drill a hole, hang it from your tree. Yeah. So cool. Especially if you like any kind of the rustic. This doesn't really, to me, even look rustic now. But I'm thinking cutting board, anything for the kitchen. Anything wood. anything would. Okay, I'm going to try something again because like I said, I did try it with my regular heat gun. And let's pull out that Scorch pen, the Scorch marker. Where did I put it? I think I put it back in this other container. So yeah, this is one of the things that you're going to have because he saw the salad dressing. So here is the Scorch marker. And I kept it in the package. Yeah. So the first thing you do on the Scorch marker, it's got a couple of things. First off, it's got the bullet nib. Okay. And then it's got the other end that has got this little sponge applicator. Okay. So you've got both. So you can do different things with it too. So you don't have to get the paint. You can always just get a marker. And I think it's still primed from when I used it before, but to prime it, you do the same thing that you do with a regular marker, which is pressing down, and that is already primed. And I think I'm going to just draw. I don't do a lot of drawing. That's something else I want to learn this year. So I'm going to just let's do Wilberdine Pudfuddles because I can. This is going to be a crappy drawing, but you know, give her some eyelashes. This is one of the things I drew on my notebooks in high school. And make her a nice big pretty bow. So you can see that she's a girl. And this is wet. I don't know if you can see it, but it is wet. I don't know if it's supposed to be wet when you get done or not. I think it's not supposed to be. So I'm just going to take a paper towel and I'm going to blot it very gently to try to not mess up the lines. If it does, this is an experiment. We're just going to see. Okay, so that's better. So my thought was that if you're going to do a hot gun like that on cardstock, isn't it because it's paper, isn't it going to burn? So then I saw that you can, okay? Oh, let's write it. This is what I always do for her. Smile. Wilberdine. That's her name. Pudfuddles. Loves you. There. Okay. We got a complete card there. This is cardstock. This is a card base. So Cynthia, this is not wood. This is not cardboard. It's not even chipboard. This is just heavyweight cardstock from my stash. This is a card base I would be using in my stash. And this is because I wanted to experiment and see. Because I saw that you could do this on paper and I'm like, what? So we're going to try it. So we're going to go ahead and put it on high again. A 90-year-old man streaked through a flower show. He got first place for the best dried arrangement. Oh my God. Melody! That is going up on the screen for like 20 seconds. That is going on the screen. So yes, it's warping a little bit because it's taking all the moisture out, but look. I mean, I'm wood burning on cardstock. And it's not burning the card. I mean, how fun is that? I'm trying to wait for it to turn from that pinkish purple color to the black. So that's why I'm holding it on there longer. So some areas don't look like they're quite black yet, but they're close. And the paper is hot. Okay, so I drew 8 lines. So now all you can think of is a spider. Okay, let's draw some more lines then. Now that my glass mat is a little warm right now. And we gave her lips a little bit. Let's make her lips a little bit bigger. Hey, Melissa Klepser. By the way, who wants to win this card? And that's our card for today. But look at that. Okay, she doesn't look like a spider anymore. She just looks hairy. Right? Yeah. Anyway. So now you see you can do this on both. So the Maker's Magic, I'm kind of wondering, do I want to do anything else to this one or just leave it as that? I think I might leave it as that. This is getting warped. I'm going to put some things on top of it to flatten it out, but y'all need to see her. It's funny. You know that we love Happy Mail. I know, but this is really fun. Okay. I don't think I've opened this yet. Have I? And does it need, it's still got that on there. I don't think I opened this one yet either. Okay. I did not. So let's look at the instructions for the gloss. So this is Maker's Magic all-purpose waterproof sealer, craft glue, project finish, and decoupage medium. Okay. Sealer, apply a thin coat, let dry, repeat 2 to 3 times. Okay. Glue, apply a thin layer to both sides and press together. Okay. Finish, apply a moderate coat and let dry. Heat, apply heat to pop any unwanted bubbles like you would with resin. And clean up with soap and water. So Jim was saying, could I use the marker on the wood piece? I could. Do I want to do anything else to this? Because I could have colored in the stencil with the marker instead of the paint, but I hadn't tried the paint yet, so I wanted to try it. It's the same kind of thing, but you know that the way that things get applied when it is a marker, or you have it, Melissa, you have a big jar of this? Have you used it? Because I've had one of these little jars of Maker's Magic in my cabinet. I think I bought it a year or so ago, and I hadn't gotten around to it. Like to and from on the back. Sure. Let's see. Which end do I want to have top? Or I could just sign my name. I'm going to just do my name. But yeah, that would be a great way. Okay, so you have it, but you have not used it yet. Well, this stuff is supposed to be good for all sorts of things, not just finishing on wood, but like adhesives for things. I have not done a cost comparison between this and our regular glue, but it depends on what you're using it for, right? No on Scorch pen. So you have not used a Scorch pen. Okay, so this one is the Scorch Marker. These are the Maker's Magic from Scorch Marker. And then we tried out the Scorch paint, which is what I did this with. I love how that, yeah, it turned out so good. So I'm going to just sign, I don't know, it doesn't matter where I sign on it. And I did not sign the back of this. I mean, I did not sand the back of this. Probably should. I can tell where it's not quite, it's not quite smooth. So how about this for an easy project for Christmas? I'm always thinking Christmas gifts, but there's a lot of folks that like that whole country vibe. So doing country style things would be fabulous for them. And yeah, usually what happens when I start trying something new, what happens? I kind of want to do more. And yeah. Okay. And this is with me tired. Okay, so it says Debbie J 2025. So easy way. Yeah, it could be a coaster after it's sealed. This one doesn't feel quite exactly flat. Cutting board designs, absolutely. And you see, I'm not letting it preheat. I'm just going straight. I'm really going to be interested to see the fine line one that they do. This one primed enough so we've got a good amount of ink coming out. When I tried the fine line one at the show, it didn't seem like there was enough coming out of it, but it was also a finished piece of wood too. Okay, my name is starting to turn black. And if you've ever used a wood burning tool, you know that this is so much easier. It's kind of like using that marker is kind of like using a Sharpie. That's the kind of look you're going to get. For your strokes. Ornaments, home decor, so many possibilities. Right. I think it may have actually warped it a little bit. You can see it's a little bit warped there, but he does that. So maybe, I don't think my glass block is going to work. It's not going to be enough. I am going to go ahead and use the Maker's Magic though on the front. So I need another brush. And I want to use a cheap brush. I don't want to use a good brush. Because I don't believe this stuff is going to damage my brushes. But, yeah. Give me just a second. I know I've got a bunch of them over here. This one, Contemporary Crafts. Okay. Yeah, I'll just use a craft brush. Yeah, it's possible. So I'm thinking that maybe what I need to do is I need to heat it up good. This side needs a little bit more, but you can see over here, it's darker. I'm thinking I should heat it up really good. Put it between a couple of books and let it, or more than a couple, but let it get weighted down and see how that does. Because that may help to get it to flatten out. And when it gets, I mean, you can bend wood. All it needs is water and heat to bend wood. Okay, that looks better to me, but I love how, here's another thing. When I did the wood burning thing before, one of the things that I noticed was not a lot, but a little bit of scorching around the image, and I'm not getting that. This is plenty hot, But maybe it's just that the gun that I was using before was too hot or not hot enough. I don't know, but this one is working perfect for this. I've told you guys multiple times, sometimes you just got to get the right tool. Oh, by the way, Jen, thank you for letting me know that the Magic Mat was back on sale. Yes, it's on sale. I just ordered 2 more. And yes, I used my own affiliate link. Okay. I don't know why I do this all the time. I never want to get stuff on my hands. I'm always trying to be so picky with it. And this is sticky. It's already sticking onto my fingers. It is definitely an adhesive. But it's supposed to clean up with soap and water, so you shouldn't have a big problem with using it in your craft space. Okay. It's really thin. It doesn't feel real thick like you might think it was going to be, you know, like varnish or something. And I think I'm going to do the whole surface just so that it's all matchy-matchy. But that also means I can't add anything additional. Pink. Melissa is probably okay. So the marker, the paint and the marker basically go down like a red or pink color, like a pinkish purple. And then as you heat it, it turns. It turns black. And I can see a little bit on there where apparently I didn't heat it enough because that one little spot is pink. Oh, you were just talking. Yeah, the pink mat is on sale too. I've got one too. I've got a red one. I've got a pink one. And I think I don't really need a lot of, yeah. I've got several magic mats that I haven't opened yet because I don't need to yet. And I've been using the magnetic one quite a bit, enough so much that it is definitely warping. And so I want to get additional ones so that as I experiment on trying to flatten it back out, I have one that I can actually work with. Okay, so that is all that I'm putting on there. I didn't put a lot. I probably put more on there than I need because I can see the brush strokes. But this is also supposed to be good for decoupage. I remember my mom doing decoupage when I was a kid. I've never actually done it. Never felt a reason to, but this would be kind of cool. Oh, come on. Okay. I just want to clean my brush enough. I am going to go soak this in the sink to make sure that I get the rest of the adhesive out of it. Because this is supposed to be waterproof once it's done. And I don't have a jar of water in here, so let me go ahead and do that. I'm not worried about the back where I wrote my name. I can always seal that later. Okay. So that's the Scorch Marker. So of course we're going to have to come up with ways to combine it with a bunch of the other stuff that we've done. I've seen him do paint with the stencils. I've seen him do glitter with the stuff. Okay, thank you, Jen. So while we're waiting for this to finish, for it to dry, because I have no idea how long it takes to dry. Wonderful job on that. Okay, so that is all of them. I don't think this kind of feels dry. It's kind of glossy. I can see the marks in there. So my thought on this is that when you're using the topper, when you're using that, you might want to make sure. First off, I'm kind of thinking you want to use something other than a brush like what I did. I'm going to have to ask him. But I can see the marks on there. So I'm almost thinking maybe using a sponge might work better. Book binding card was made mainly with stickers. 2 cards to post, but I accidentally threw them between the bed and the wall. You sound like Elizabeth. When she was having trouble finding the things on her desk because it slid down. But yeah, it's protective, and I'm thinking that it is. It's waterproof. So the water is not going down into that now. Cool. So I only have texture on there because of the way that I applied it. And it may absorb more in there. I don't know. That's one of the things I have to learn about the Maker's Magic. Did you guys enjoy seeing this stuff? I think this is really cool. I do have to learn more about how this should be applied because I'm thinking I probably didn't do it correctly. It really depends. It's like with everything else. It depends on the way that the look that you're going for. I also may have put too much on there because I can still see that. I am going to try heating it up and flattening it out. We're going to see how that does. But yeah, it is waterproof now. And another thing that it was kind of cool because we don't like it when we make mistakes. I mean, if you mess up something, you need to have an alternative to fix it, right? So one thing that I didn't even think about is that if you messed it up, you could always sand off this finish and sand off that because it's not going to go down deep. It's not like with a wood burning tool, you're actually burning down deep into the wood. So that's another thing. You can sand it off. And Wilberdine Pudpuddles loves you. Linda says, I always used a sponge brush when I did decoupage and it would leave a smooth surface. That's what I was thinking. Okay, great. Mary has so many ideas now. I probably don't have enough time to make a card, but we could still play a little bit longer. Let me try cleaning this stuff up. This is still shifting around. I don't understand. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and try cleaning some of this up and putting them back in the box so I don't lose any of the things. I do like that heat gun. Yeah, that is kind of cool. But yeah, Wilberdine Pudpuddles loves you on a card. Oh my God, that is just too funny.